So I call these I dare you prayers, and they are not for the faint of heart. I dare you prayers, and you find them throughout the Bible, are prayers in which God basically is saying, I dare you to pray this. Oh, you might read it and say how wonderful it is, but if you think about the words and you think about the implications, you might have a second thought and say, well, I don't know if I want God to do this in my life. I dare you to pray. Psalm 141, verse 5, where it says, let the godly strike me, and it will be a kindness. I dare you to pray, to say, let the godly strike me. It will be a kindness. If they correct me, it is soothing medicine. Don't let me refuse it. Basically, the prayer here is saying, God, bring a brutal, truth-telling person to speak the truth of God into my life about anything that they see. I give them open freedom to speak this into my life. You might think you want that, but once the truth starts rolling off somebody's tongue and they're speaking constructive criticism into your life, you might not think it a kindness. You might not think it a medicine. It might be painful. It might be hurtful. You might refuse it. But God says, I dare you to pray that. And on a similar note, a second I dare you prayer. But instead of asking God to bring a person into your life, this prayer is basically giving God license to speak brutal, hard, honest truth into your life. And it's a famous, famous verse, Psalm 139, 23 and 24, where the prayer says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. I dare you to pray and give God invitation to see if there's any offensive way in you. That can be a hard process, because we might look in the mirror and see a couple warts and say, yeah, it's not that bad though. But what if God went through your life with a microscope, piece by piece, part by part, and sought out and told you about any offensive or impure way? I mean, that might be a hard conversation or conversations to have. Do you really want God to do that? Think about the implications. I dare you to pray that. Or along the same line, in Psalm 26, verse 2, it says, test me, Lord, and try me. Examine my heart and mind. I dare you to ask God to examine your heart and mind. But more than that, I dare you to ask, do you want to be tested? It says, test me and try me, O Lord. I'm not sure this morning as I read this psalm and talk about it here that I want God to test me. That sounds like a lofty. I'm gonna be hesitant about that. Psalm 94, verse 12. I dare you to pray this. Blessed is the one you discipline, O Lord. Blessed, happy is the one you discipline, O Lord. It might bring happiness after the discipline where you see the growth, but during the discipline, as it's going on, it's hard to feel happy. It's hard to feel blessed. But in the midst of the hard time or the struggle of being disciplined, I dare you to say, God, blessed is the one you discipline. It might be easy for me to look at my neighbor or my friend who's being disciplined and say, blessed is the one who's disciplined, and give them that lofty word of wisdom and knowledge that comes from the Lord. But when it's happening to me, whoa, I'm kind of second thoughts about doing that. One last one, and my favorite, Proverbs chapter 30, verses 7 through 9. This is my ultimate favorite I dare you prayer. So I'm going to read a couple of verses, and the I dare you prayer is nestled in the middle of it. See if you can find it. Proverbs 30, 7 through 9. Do not ever forget these verses. 2 things I ask of you, O Lord. Do not refuse me before I die. Keep falsehood and lies far from me. All right, that one's not bad. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Give me only my daily bread. Otherwise, I may have too much and disown you and say, who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal and so dishonor the name of my God. Did you catch the I dare you prayer in there? Give me neither poverty. I don't want poverty, Lord. I can pray that. That is absolutely not an I dare you prayer. But he adds to it. He says, give me neither poverty nor riches. Give me only my daily bread. Give me only what I need and nothing more. I dare you to pray that. I dare you to say, God, bless me, but don't bless me too much. Don't bless me too much till I get to the point where I can't see your thumbprints on my life, where I become so far removed from praying for God's help because I've got all I need that I don't need God anymore. I dare you to pray, as it says here in the Bible, give me neither poverty nor riches, but only my daily bread. So I love these I dare you prayers. They are spiritual challenges for a deeper, more meaningful life with God. But it doesn't come without the consequences of some challenges up front on our lives as we work through some of these issues. So pray these I dare you prayers. Have the best day possible. Pray them so that you might walk in peace. And as always, pray them so you might stay awesome. God bless you.